Wow.
Wow, this is some really deep stuff.
I don't know what just happened, but something happened inside of me. Something snapped, something.
I wasn't expecting that either.
Sorry.
It's okay. It's all right. It's beautiful.
Monster is like really small, but it had to become that to stop me.
And then the hurt child became present when you mentioned it.
And I didn't realize this until now.
There were things that I didn't remember until now.
Funny, I haven't seen that before.
And it feels like I'm the monster. I'm kind of seeing images of things, of a world where they can exist. This clarity brings all kinds of answers.
It's clear. She hugged me and then went back to her place, I guess, in my heart. Oh, it wants to come out. It wants to bippity boppity boop Cinderella me. She's melted into my chest. It's ooey gooey.
All week been finishing things, cleaning up more, started eating vegetables again last week. And it kind of just started happening. It's almost like I just finished going through a meditation session.
I feel light, when you hit that first joint, in the morning, and you.
I actually feel a lot more awake.
You just said that you were still eating like a maniac.
Yeah.
Is that something you want to explore more, or it's just since we talked about it a little last time? I don't know if you want to follow up at all with that.
No, I feel good about it. I'm also doing more creative things, so I feel like that's on its way.
Mm-hmm. And then you also mentioned the losing sleep, staying up at night.
Yeah, that's a good one to do.
Okay. Yeah, you had said that you have that part that says you're screwing up, and then you say I know you, but you're also insistent on I'm not listening to you. Is kind of the reaction. Is that right?
Yeah. Yeah, the reaction is something like that. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, if you want to target that one, we can have a look at it. Might help.
Yeah. Okay.
So when that's coming up, where in or around your body does it feel like it's coming from, or what's it feel like?
It's really heady, behind my eyes, in my jaw. Maybe my throat. Oh, and maybe my shoulders, back.
Yeah, and it has the. Go ahead.
Scrunching up, protective.
Yeah, and it has those messages saying you're screwing up. Is that the general message it's giving you?
Yeah, it's you're a failure. You're not as good as everybody else. You might as well just you fucked up. You shouldn't be doing this. You should just give up.
Yeah. And how do
you don't have any business being here, and they know too. It's everybody knows that.
Yeah.
Like Jeff knows, like everybody knows.
Yeah. And how do you feel towards it as you notice it there?
Like I'm afraid of it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm frustrated with it. It feels like I'm like tired of it, and like I feel like like weary of it.
Okay. So see if those parts, if you have a part that's afraid of it and a part that's frustrated and tired of it, see if you can ask those parts to step back, to give you some space to get to know it, and just see how they react to that.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah?
They're
Okay.
they're gonna go like do something else.
Right, yeah. And so now how do you feel towards this part that causes those sensations?
I feel kind of like dead.
Like not interested, dead, or just closed off to it?
Um, no, I feel just like so tired.
Hmm.
Like it makes me so tired.
Yeah. See if you can let the part that feels so tired of it know that by getting to know it a little bit in this conversation, we might be able to help it relax. And so we're just going to do a little experiment if that tired part would be okay with letting us get curious and do the experiment to get to know it.
It's kind of skeptical. Like it says, like it's like get to know it. Like it says always like talking. Like how what's there against like it's all, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's like
absolutely.
it's skeptical. It's like incredulous.
Yeah. Does that make sense? That it would feel that way?
Yeah, that does make a lot of sense.
Yeah.
I
So,
get it.
yeah. So just let it know that we get that, and if this part ever feels the need to jump in and say, okay, that's too much, this isn't going anywhere, it's welcome to do that.
Okay.
But in the meantime, see if it can just let us do this for, sometimes I negotiate in minutes. Give us 10 minutes with this to listen in a different way and negotiate with this part.
Can I go take a nap?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. All right, it's in.
Okay. And so now, are you feeling curious about this part that's telling you screwed up?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. I'll take it. So see if you can orient towards that part, let it know that you're curious to get to know it better. and just try asking it what it wants you to know.
Well, it's kind of like worried and like it thinks that something's dangerous.
Mm-hmm.
Just kind of like it's like fretting, fretting.
Yeah.
Like it's like fretting and like it has it's like anxious. It's like panicky all the time. It's telling me,
Yeah.
but it's kind of trapped.
Yeah.
It's trapped. It's like trapped in there, and it's like too big for the space.
Yeah. Sounds like a unpleasant place to be for it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So just see if you can kind of show it that you see that situation that it's in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And just ask more about, what is it afraid of? What's it afraid will happen if it doesn't get your attention that way?
It's like goes bananas. It's just like ah! It's just like screaming like, and he's just like, it's just it's like he doesn't know. But it's just like terrible. It's just he doesn't know, but it's just bad.
Okay. And is it?
It doesn't have a definition. It's like a white space with like gray and green, and it's like the unknown, and it's just. But it's like whatever the bad thing is that everyone says is coming, it's like it's that.
Yeah. And as vague as it's being, does any of that make sense to you, the way it's responding?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Let it know that.
Yeah, I get it. Like I know I'm aware of this thing.
Yeah. And maybe there is something specific, or maybe there's not. But either way, its concern is valid to it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. You could also ask, like, what is it protecting? It's another way to kind of ask it.
I mean, I'm getting like me from looking stupid, but that really surprises me.
Yeah. What about it? Is the surprising part?
because like the white and green and gray thing is like so much more scary than just like what people are thinking of me.
Mm. Yeah. Well, there might be a part of you that if and when you felt like people are looking at you like you're stupid, that could be really scary or really awful.
Yeah. So it is.
Yeah. So yeah, just let it know you see all that and see if you can show it some appreciation for its intention, even if you think even if it seems, too much or whatever, just you can thank it for looking out for that.
Yeah, for sure. Okay.
And then you could try asking it if you could try asking it like, what if you could change that feeling, the feeling of people might think I'm stupid. What if you could kind of heal that? And then this part wouldn't have to work so hard and wouldn't have to worry about that. What would it rather be doing with its energy?
No, it's kind of insisting on the other thing.
Go ahead.
On the white and green and gray, like waterfall part, it's like really wants me to look at that.
Yeah.
What question is it again?
Okay. I know it's a convoluted one. So it has a concern about you looking stupid. And you can think of that even as another part. Like there's a part of you that could have that horrible feeling of when people think you're stupid. And this part is doing its job protecting you from that. And so the question is, what if you could heal that part that that feels like it's stupid, basically, or feels like, just that awful feeling whenever any of us are looked at that way. Then this part wouldn't have to do that job. Or what else would it like to do?
Okay. But it doesn't want to talk about that part. It wants to talk about like the really scary part.
Sure. Yeah.
Okay, so what would it rather be doing?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, it would like to be out. It would like to be out, and it would like to be like relaxed, and it would like to be like noticing all the amazing things that are happening, like all the little things, like every little detail.
Yeah.
Like instead of spending its time like being really vigilant about that I'm going to end up like living in a van down by the river,
Mm-hmm.
like broken old, it wants to imagine, it wants to like lay on like a chaise lounge, like out in the garden, and like look at the flowers and see the sunset.
Yeah. But that's interesting that it cares about the details in both of those. You know, it wants to see the details of the flowers. And it's vigilant about these other details inside of you right now. So it's just interesting that it likes that. It's very observant. It's very like aware.
Yeah, it's super observant.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't want to be locked up in my head.
Yeah, like a different role.
Yeah.
Okay. Try asking it how old it thinks you are, and just wait for the answer.
I think it thinks I'm like 28.
Uh-huh. Okay. So you can go ahead and update it on your real age. Just let it know you're not in that place anymore.
Okay.
Sometimes they get kind of triggered at certain ages to kick into high gear. And that's often a really good clue as to like what was going on at that age where this part needed to start looking out for that so much. Sometimes.
Yeah. I could see that.
And I mean, is there more it wanted to show you about that thing that was really scary?
I mean, I think that thing is just like a generalized. It's just like the generalized fear of failure, or of like, you know, whatever's coming down the pike. It's like you're always like waiting for the like cancer diagnosis, or like the like the regret, like, oh my God, I fucked up. I should have made better decisions 30 years ago.
Yeah.
Like, but it's just a nebulous ruminating like thing. It's not really real.
Yeah. Well, you could
I
ask
guess it
it.
has I guess it has like potentiality, but it's not really real.
Yeah, you could ask it to be more specific. Like, what would be so bad about that? What, you know, that failure. Like, what if you did fail? What if they did think you were stupid? What would be so bad about that?
Yeah, it just doesn't want to be like unsafe. Like, it would be bad if it was like in an unsafe place.
Yeah. And how are you being with this part? What's your proximity to it?
What do you mean?
Just the way that you're seeing it now, or however you're being with it. I'm just wondering what that's like.
Like, what does it look like? Or like how close am I to it?
Yeah, like how close?
It's kind of like one of those monsters in Where the Wild Things Are, but it's purple.
Uh-huh.
And it's like illustrated with like colored pencil. And I'm like that little kid, Max, in that book.
Yeah.
And it's like that it's bigger than I am.
Okay.
And it's like friendly, but it's like scary and friendly at the same time.
Yeah. You can also, you know, just kind of negotiate with it. You can ask it to like, don't overwhelm you. Don't be so big. You know, just don't do the things that scare you so that you can get to know it. Sometimes it's just being that direct with it.
Like, can I ask it to let me sleep? Like that sleeping is like not sleeping is actually putting me closer to the danger than sleeping.
Yeah, I mean, that's a definitely, you can ask and see how it feels about that.
But maybe then it wants like another time to be paid attention to because it doesn't get attention at all.
Yeah.
Like in the day.
Yeah. That makes sense. Well, you could ask what does it need from you? What does it need in order for it to be able to relax, in order for it to get closer to its dream job of laying on the lounge chair? What does it need from you in the future?
I think it just needs like a check-in. I think it just needs like to be like seen. It needs like a knowledge, like just it needs just like a little check-in.
Yeah.
Like, you know, like, hey, how was your day? Like, how are we doing on that? Like, are you, you know, I don't know, like, are we okay? Like, are we okay? Like,
Yeah.
is everything okay? And then maybe it will be like able to sleep.
Yeah, or you can just kind of keep reminding it of that role that it wants, and again, just kind of asking what it is you can do to help it get to that place.
Now it's like, no. Like, it's like, I need to know that someone else is worrying.
Yeah, it needs someone to be doing that important job, right?
Yeah, it's like someone needs to be worrying about this stuff. And like, and it's like kind of, it's like somebody needs to be worrying.
Mm-hmm. Right. So that's where you can say, okay, so if I look out for this stuff, like, can I take some of this burden off of your hands, part? Because I'm not 28 anymore.
But I don't know how.
Okay. Well,
like, I don't know how. I don't know how.
Yeah.
I only know how to do today, but I don't know how to like prepare for the future.
Yeah. So there's a part of you that's saying that, and I think that's the kid part. And I think that kid part might have come back in the room, the part that was scared of this part, the part that says, I don't know how to prepare for the future.
Yeah, maybe so.
Yeah. And I imagine that would make sense why this part is saying, wait, I can't give up my job. There's a young part here that needs my protection. And so kind of the big picture paradigm is that, well, we need to heal that young part. We need to get that young part to a safe place so that this protective part can relax. And that's kind of the longer process of what IFS is.
Okay. Yeah, that seems like it has a lot of activity.
Mm-hmm. And you might let the part know that. You can say, look, I see that kid part. I see that part that you're worried about protecting. And that is something that you do know. You do know how to heal parts. You do know how to help young parts. And that could be the mission, that the next steps, if this part will let you.
You mean if like the monster part will let me work with that young part?
Yes.
Yeah, I will.
Mm-hmm. It's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, usually that's deeper and more vulnerable type of work. It's normally a much longer conversation, and so
Okay.
we can do that whenever you like. But I don't know if you're feeling like you've taken in a lot, you've learned a lot about this part, and this part's asking for check-ins. That might be a good place to just say, okay, I met a protector. I got past this barrier. I've established some communication with this protector. That might be a good place to stop.
Okay.
And, if you want, but again, it would be kind of an investment of time to say, okay, let's go ahead and go talk to this other younger part. So,
Okay.
up to you.
Yeah. I mean, I do want to talk to him.
Yeah. Can at least make contact. And you sure the protector part's okay with that?
Yeah.
Okay. So you're able to see and feel what this younger part looks like, and
yeah.
Okay. Kind of turn towards it, invite it to a conversation. How do you feel towards it?
Curious, but kind of like frozen, like unskilled. Like, I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, that makes sense. You haven't done this particular work, but I know that you have the skills to help out a young part that's in need or that's worried. So you could just.
I don't feel that confident about that.
Okay.
But yeah.
Well, everybody has that. Everyone has self-energy that can heal parts and love parts. I think you probably have much more experience doing that in the external world than most. So that's why I'm so confident about it.
Okay.
You could try asking this younger part, if it trusts you, if it feels like you understand it and its situation.
Yeah, it does.
Okay. And what is this part like? Are you able to see it or just sensing it?
Yeah, it's like orange and kind of sad and like also trapped and just like very disempowered.
Yeah.
And it's like down.
Yeah. You could let it know that you see how the other parts may have been hard on it or kind of blocked it.
Yeah, it's just kind of lost.
Yeah. And are you okay, like right now, just being with that part? Kind of.
Yeah.
Okay. You can kind of introduce yourself and let it know you'd like to get to know it. Let it know you'd like to help it feel less lost.
It's a little hopeless.
Yeah. So you could just ask about that. Just ask about that hopelessness and where that comes from. What about its situation feels hopeless? And you don't have to share the answers with me. I mean,
Okay.
just ask it to show you what that's about.
Okay.
So are you getting some good information from it?
Yeah, a little bit.
Okay. How old does this part seem like it is?
I mean, it looks like 6 or 8.
Okay.
But then it also is like more like teen.
Yeah, could be a constellation.
Yeah.
And how do you feel about getting closer to it and just extending some warmth? Just staying in that space with it.
So he wants to play.
Yeah? Would you like to come out of that space and play?
Yeah.
Is there anything it needs for you to do for it before it goes in place? Is there something that it's, you said it felt like it was stuck or trapped or.
It's worried too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe you could figure out what it's worried about and see if there's, you can even kind of go back in time to whatever time it's in and do what it needed someone to do for it to help it with its worry.
You mean like go back in time and help it with things that it wasn't helped with in real life?
Sure. If that's something that it would like, you could just ask it. Ask it what it's worried about and how you can if it'd like to see you kind of handling those things.
Yeah, it's like it wants to be a kid and not have to worry about like all the things.
Yeah.
It just wants to be like what do you call that? Like not innocent, but just free, like just able to be a kid. Like you're not having to think about the problems and the adult problems.
Right. Well, you could offer it. Just see if it would like to come with you and be with you in present day, and it could go wherever you want. In fantasy, it could go wherever it would like. Just try asking if it would be okay with doing that.
With coming with me?
Yeah, if it would like that.
But what if I have problems too?
What's your response to that?
No, I mean, that's me asking.
Uh-huh. So you're in the presence of a 6-year-old or an 8-year-old, and the question is, what if you have problems?
How will he or she be protected from those problems if they're with me?
Yeah, I mean, again, I'm my first answer is just to default to your own intuition around that.
Oh, okay.
I mean, we can explore that more, but I just want to know kind of. I mean, you must have children asking you or wondering that about you in a way all the time, right? How do I know that this is okay? I'm worried I can't play because of this or that. And you're able to say, well, you don't have to worry about this or that. We got that under control.
Yeah, it's true. Okay, yeah. He's like really good with that.
Okay. You sure?
Yeah, he was like, it was like a big like, oh really? Like I don't have to deal with it? Cool.
Yeah, he doesn't have to worry about it.
Yeah, like he doesn't have to worry about it.
Right.
Even if he's aware of it, because he's like, if these parts are inside of you, they're like accessing everything. It seems like.
Sure. But in
unlike real kids who you can like walk away from,
Right. Well, and maybe there's some parallel there in that you can go with this part to a fantasy place. You can do that now. You can ask him where would he rather be? What would he like to be doing? And you could just go ahead and do that.
Oh, cool. Okay. Yeah, like to go places like amusement parks or like swimming or like camping or to see animals or.
Yeah. So go ahead and do that. Just go ahead and take him out of that not fun place and hopeless place, and go to those places and show him that he can be in those places instead. He doesn't have to go back to that other place.
Okay. Yeah, and then he wants to go to sleep like in like one of those fun rooms that you see on TV with like a denim comforter and like those light up stars on the wall.
Sounds really nice.
Yeah, and it's like really nicely done, you know?
Yeah, so set that up for him.
Cool. And it's like really safe and everyone's like calm and it's predictable.
Yeah.
And everyone's at home. Like they're not going out at night.
Uh-huh.
They just are there. Like it's all about the family.
Yeah. And how's he enjoying that?
He's like, it's like Christmas.
Yeah.
And his birthday on the same day.
Yeah.
Yeah, he likes it a lot.
Yeah, just let him know that you're happy to keep doing that for him from now on. And just being in that place with him.
Yeah, he's like jumping on the bed.
Beautiful.
Yeah. I'm surprised he bounced back so quickly.
And kids will do that.
Yeah. It's cool. It's really cool.
You might ask if he has any feelings in his body that he would like to unload.
He's kind of nervous.
Yeah. Well, again, you don't have to share anything with me if that's what's up. And I can also just kind of tell you about the process if you'd like to hear about it.
Sure.
So it's kind of it comes from a kind of a shamanic tradition of identifying where the pain or the shame or the whatever feelings, the hopelessness are in the body, and then asking him how he would like to give that up. Like he can give it up to any of the elements, to fire, to wind, to water, and then again just setting that up for him. And so it's not about saying it all out loud or anything. It's just about seeing those feelings coming out and going into any of these elements or any way that he'd like to give them up.
Fire.
Yeah?
Yeah, fire.
So you can set that up for him and just do that ritual with him and tell him to get it all out. Do it until it's all out.
Cool. Okay.
Does it feel better?
Yeah. One time this happened to me spontaneously. When I was like, I don't know if it was like right after I had Ingrid, and I had a lot of activity, like I don't know, a lot of shamanic things like happened to me. I could go into that other world, and like I would just have all these visions. And I was in this cave, and I can't remember exactly, but I was like in this cave with the fire, and then there was like a dog like guarding the cave. And I didn't know how to get out. And then I came out of my like trance or whatever, and I went and I told one of my coaching cohort partners, and she was like, "You got to Google that. Like, what the hell, you know?" And so I did, and it came up. There's like a soul retrieval imagery.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so I did it, and then I got this gift, and it was one of those fire bellows. And it was just like this one that we used to have when I was little, and then I used it to like build this fire. And then I had asked the dog to like let me out, and the dog like carried me out or something. I can't remember now, but it was really cool.
It sounds really cool, and it sounds. I mean, I'm trying not to laugh because it's so common that what you're describing. I've heard about that, and I've also had two different. I mean, I have drawings of what you're describing that I've drawn myself for having those same feelings of literally having that feeling of something that's stuck in a cave, dogs on the outside that are guarding it.
Yeah, I guess it's like deeply human.
And that's in this paradigm, the dogs are the protectors, and what's inside is the exiles.
And just now when you told me that I could pick fire, like the boy went downstairs and we like built a fire, and then we had the fire, and then he was like blowing on the fire.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden like a wall broke, and he went like into the cave where that girl was, and then they were like laughing hysterically, and then they like went out of the cave together.
That's so cool.
Yeah. And then I felt like kind of sad because I kind of like missed my brother who doesn't talk to us and who is probably a psychopath. But anyway, like when he was little, we were friends, you know?
Yeah. Yes. Sounds like there's a few parts that work in there.
Yeah.
That's great. Okay. One kind of last thing you can do is you can, if it's okay with this younger part, that you can invite back in the protector that we were talking to earlier, the one with the waterfall, and you can show that part the work that you just did, and you can say, "Look, I did some work here. This part that you were worried about."
Like he's okay now.
Yeah. And you could even offer that part if it wants to, throw something in the fire or make its own fire, if it has some other way that it would like to kind of reorient or give something up.
What do you mean by give something up?
Well, like the boy did.
Okay. I think water. I think he's gonna take a bath.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Yeah, maybe that's a lot.
It is a lot.
Yeah, that's enough.
How do you feel?
I feel kind of trippy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel kind of weird.
Yeah. It's definitely weird. It's definitely, I mean, people would have pathologized this for a long time, this ability to talk to parts inside of you, and let alone to heal them and to do fantastical things with them.
Yeah, it was cool. It's good because you can it really helped when you said that you could just do anything, because you always feel like there's real world rules, but there's not.
Yeah. Yeah, especially with these exile parts. I mean, the protector parts, they're going to push and pull and compel you in ways, but the exiles, it's like we were saying, they don't have to worry about these things. You can be there for them in ways that really do solve what they're worried about once you get past the protectors. And that would be my only advice going forward, is to just stay in communication with these parts, especially the young ones.
Okay.
And let them keep doing that fantasizing, keep doing that Christmas and birthday all at once kind of thinking, dreaming.
Cool. Okay.
Okay. So it feels complete then. Any other parts have any other concerns or questions about your work?
No. And now I feel more like this is it's like an ongoing process, so it doesn't, you can just stop wherever.
Yeah. And you can check in often throughout a day. You can, a check-in can be 1 minute long, or you can go for an hour-long walk with one of your parts. I mean, it's
cool.
Yeah.
Do you ever do shamanic traveling, journey?
I don't think so. I do what we just described. I don't know.
Have you ever gone to meet your spirit guide, or gone into your garden?
No, I don't think I've done that.
It's cool too. You would probably really like it.
I'll look more into it.
Yeah, there's a woman. I'll send you her book. Her book is amazing. And then you look at her and she looks like one of those weird Wiccan princesses, and you're like, what? You know what I mean? But but really her book is amazing, and you can just read her book and do it from her book.
Cool.
Yeah, so I'll send it to you. It's cool. But it's the same, it's very similar to this. It's the same skill,
Yeah.
So anyway.
Okay.
Well, that was cool. But James, I feel bad because I feel like you're spending your time.
This is my favorite thing.
I know, but still,
you should feel bad about all the other time in the day where I'm not doing this.
All right, fine.
All right.
Well, thank you.
It's nice talking with you.
Okay, you too, James.
Have a beautiful evening.
You too. I'll talk to you soon.
Bye.
Bye.
Do you want to help bring more self-energy to the world? If you'd like to participate in calls or help out with this project in any way, I'd love to hear your ideas. Join the Discord server or contact me at james@liveifs.com. A huge thanks to our audio engineer, Zikri, for your care and diligence in editing the calls. to every caller for your courage in sharing some of your parts, and to anyone out there getting to know their internal system, keep going. Who knows? That might be the most selfless, helpful thing you can do for others, and you're the only one who can do it. If you'd like to see us reach the largest audience, we must please the almighty suggestion algorithms at iTunes and YouTube. And they don't care about the power of IFS. They're looking for likes and shares and comments, and the sooner the better. Follow the links in the show notes right here in your podcast player to make your wishes known. And now, a minute of meditation. Or if you prefer, pull over. You can do it in 60 seconds. Just click one of those links. They're right there, and give us a like or a 5-star rating. It would really help. If you think this project is helping people, you're helping people by sharing it. Thank you.